What is going on, everyone? This is Stingers Up, and this is another episode of Stingers Up. We are happy to be here. I say we. I am happy to be here. It was a really big day today for the Sanger West Hornet girls basketball team, where they faced the Parlier Panthers. And this was going to be a good game. We knew that this game was going to be good. A lot of the coaches went and actually scouted this Parlier team at one of their tournament games that they had, and so we went. They went and watched them, and it's a very talented Parlier team. They move the ball extremely well, and they have a few really good shooters. And they're not easy to move. These girls are very strong. They definitely hold their own. And so that's the kind of team we were facing today. And first of all, I gotta give some shout outs to some girls who are playing excellent. So I want to shout out these three girls who played extremely well today for the girls basketball team. First, I'm going to shout out Soha Khan, number 24. She ended up with 10 points, 9 rebounds. She was playing very well. A couple of miscues here and there, but when Soha touched the ball, she was looking to score immediately, or if there was a shot put up, she was right underneath the hoop trying to go after that rebound. So shout out Soha. Another shout out I want to give is number 21, Shelby Castaneda. She did really, really good. Very, very aggressive defensively at times. Ended up getting too aggressive. I believe she ended up with 4 fouls. So with those fouls, I mean, you got to be a little more worrisome, which she ended up not fouling out. So that is a plus there. But she was very good offensively and offensive rebounds. I mean, she was everywhere. She ended up with 7 total rebounds, 4 of those being offensive rebounds. So that just tells you that story on that one. And then you talk about Imani Turner. Imani came into this game and she's already, I don't want to say hurt, but she's not 100%. So she's been trying to take care of herself however she can, to be available for practices and games. And, she played in a really, really tough game. She was just being thrown around, pushed, shoved, hit everywhere. I mean, I gotta be honest, man. She's probably going to be, very, very sore tomorrow. She absolutely took a beating today. Yet she kept standing up and getting back up and going out there. And she was one of our really good free throw shooters today. Big shout out to her. She ended up with 8 points as well. And, she only had 5 rebounds, but, she played an incredible game. So a lot of the post players, like I said, Soha Khan, Shelby Castaneda, and Imani Turner really had a shout out type of a game today. They played really well. But in the end, we ended up losing 45-42. And the fact of the matter is the Hornets struggled with turnovers. We ended up turning the ball over 29 times. That's not good. Yeah. And as much as I want to say it was a lot of traveling, turnovers, or like, double dribbles or not, or that. What it was just bad mistakes that we ended up making. And, you know, again, the girls did play a really good game. I mean, they were in the game the whole time. The first quarter, we were up 15-6. So, I mean, you talk about starting off hot, but you have to continue that. And that's what they really struggled with today was continuing to do what was working. And so, that those are things that has to come with experience. You have to have the experience. You have to have um, the IQ in basketball to continue doing what you're doing. And at times it did feel like these girls got lost at times. And so it was, it was a little frustrating. At the end of the game, we had about 30 seconds remaining. We got a good look at the basket, missed the shot. Parlier ended up, getting the rebound and we just didn't foul. I mean, the coaches are telling them to foul. The bench is yelling foul. Even all the fans are yelling foul, and they were not fouling, and to lose by 3 points, that's a tough one. That is a tough one because they had every chance to win that basketball game. One stat I did want to say, they shot 47.6% from the free throw line. 47.6% from the free throw line. That's not winning basketball. And that's why I'm so big on those type of games is, the girls are actually usually really good with their free throws, but today they just weren't dropping. And it's not it wasn't air balls. It wasn't like way off. I mean, these shots were right there. They weren't going in. And it's unfortunate, but this is why free throws are huge. This is why coaches harp on, you got to make your free throws. You got to make your free throws because they're free. They're free points. You're never going to go 100% from the free throw line. It's just not gonna happen. But you gotta be over 50%. In high school, especially in college, and especially in the pros, you gotta be over 50%. It's just a must. And the girls really struggled today making their free throws. And it's not for a lack of attempts. They ended up shooting 27 free throws. So, you got to put them in. And unfortunately, they didn't go. We missed a few open layups, some open shots, but they were threes or, as Coach Campbell likes to say, 2.5s. And that's what it was. And we just weren't making those shots. I wanted to have Coach Campbell on the podcast today, but after a loss, just didn't seem like I should go after him. And a lot of the people wanted to go home as well, so not going to bug people when it comes to that. But the girls played well enough to win. They did. But unfortunately, we ended up with the L. And like I said, I mean, there's shout outs because these girls played a really good game. Bad mistakes, there's always going to be mistakes. Missed free throws, there's always going to be missed free throws. Missed open shots, missed open layups. It's going to happen in a high school game. But when push comes to shove, you really got to nail down those execution plays. And just tonight we really struggled with the ball pressure that Parlier put on us. And it just ended up not being how we wanted it. It just didn't end up in the win column. But, I'm nonetheless, I'm very impressed. And, I cannot wait for this season to really get into gear, because I know these girls are working hard, they're playing hard, and they showed that today. But this Parlier team, they have a lot of good experience, and they made some really, I don't want to say lucky shots, but shots that you didn't think were going to go in, and they made a lot of good free throws. They were over 50% in their free throws. I believe they went 8 of 15. So, yeah, those things add up. And, the Hornets played well enough to win. And like I said, just didn't end up with the W. But I did want to shout out the JV basketball team. Zeta Amaro, she ended up with 6 points for the JV girls. When we needed a bucket, we gave her the ball and got out of the way, and she did really good. And the JV girls ended up winning 16-14. Wasn't a very high scoring game, but nonetheless, it was good to see the girls out there and playing hard. And they ended up getting the win. And then also, I want to shout out Amelia Torres. This girl ended up with 5 points, and this girl was on varsity. We tried to see how she was going to do, but she wouldn't see a lot of playing time. And so we put her into the JV team, and she's seeing a lot of minutes. She's playing a lot better. I think she's playing with more confidence. And that's really good. And she came up with some really big buckets. She hit a really clutch 3, in the fourth quarter. And that was great. That was fantastic. So I just wanted to shout those 2 girls out from the JV team, because, I do work closely with those JV girls, and they deserve just as much credit as the varsity girls do. So that is it for me. I just wanted to come on here and explain how the game went. 3-point loss for the varsity girls basketball team. Very winnable game though. So there's a lot that to be excited about if you're the Sanger West Hornet girls basketball team program, or involved anyway, or just a fan, because they look good. Of course, they didn't end up finishing the game, but I can see these games going our way as well here in the near future. So that is it for me. I am your host, Andrew Wright. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of Stingers Up, and we will see you probably next week.